Hello everybody, it's Maikito. For those that don't know, I did make a post last night or yesterday afternoon actually, saying that I wasn't going to post a video yesterday. That was because there was only a 2 game slate and there weren't any picks that I liked, and I didn't want to force any picks on you guys, so I didn't make a video. And then I'm making one today. There's a 3 game slate tomorrow, and there were some that I did like, so I am making a video today. Yesterday's or last video's picks, I went 4 and 3. I have 5 in the video, and then I added 2. I have 4 right, 3 wrong. The main one that got me 2 wrong out of the 3 was Belgium. That was the biggest upset in that tournament's history. You cannot make that up. It's nothing I could have predicted. They lost. When I mean biggest upset, it's like ranking wise in the world. They lost. They didn't even tie. They lost. It was the biggest upset in their history. So Belgium lost, and then Doku didn't get that shot on target. So I still think that the reads were there. We were just unlucky that we just happened to bet on the team that had the biggest upset. But there were some that I did like for tomorrow, so I'll get straight into those. My first pick is Kramaric, higher than 2.5 shots, playing for Croatia, going up against Albania. We need him to get 3, and last game against Spain, he had 2, which is against a really strong Spain defense. And now they're going against Albania, who is much weaker Albanian defense, who allows 17 shots versus Italy. And I think Croatia definitely have the ability to get as many shots as Italy. Croatia will find space when Albania try to press. And I say that because obviously Croatia, they have a good midfield with Kovacic, Modric, and Brozovic if he starts. And they definitely have the ability to stop any Albanian press. And Albania conceded one of their goals from them trying to press to Italy, and Italy was able to find the space and score that way. So I definitely think that Croatia can do the same against Albania. And he played as a left wing last game, which is where he's expected to play this next game too. And he's going to be finding space in behind. He's going to be getting passes from Kovacic. He's going to get passes from Modric. And in the case that he doesn't play on the left, he will start as a starting striker. And that would be even better for us because on the left would probably be Perisic, who is a very underrated playmaker and very crucial to the runs that they've had before in the past. He's been very underrated. So whether he plays on the left or as a striker, he's going to be getting good service from good teammates throughout, whether he's playing on the left, running in behind, or whatever. And it's a must-win game for them because they just lost very heavily 3-0 to Spain, and they need this win when it comes to the third place table, which I'll get into later on. And he played, for example, as a left wing against Portugal in the friendly. He only played 54 minutes because it was a friendly, so they weren't playing too hard. And he had 3 shots against them, and against his weaker Albanian defense where they need to win and they have the quality to beat them, I expect Kramaric to go higher than 2.5 shots. My next pick is Florian Wirtz to go higher than 2 shots, playing for Germany against Hungary. I actually had that whenever Germany played. I had him as an added play, and he hit for us, and I'm adding him this time again. He had 3 and 63 minutes versus Scotland, and in my opinion, he would have played more, but they were already destroying Scotland at that point, so they subbed him out just to conserve him. And I feel like Hungary's defense is a little better than Scotland, which is why I expect them to play even more minutes, around 75 to 80 at least. And Hungary also try to press in the middle and try to cut off passing lanes using their strikers and their forwards, which is going to be a big mistake if they even try that against Germany, because they have Toni Kroos, they have Gundogan, they even have Kimmich. That will make that very difficult for them. I think Germany is going to do a good job at stopping any Hungary press that they try to make. And he's going to be able to find space on the wing and be able to break the lines. And he's not afraid to shoot. If you look at his shots that he took last game, 2 out of the 3 that he took were from outside the box. So he's not afraid to take those shots if he's given the opportunity. And again, if Hungary make those presses and he's through on goal, he's obviously going to take those shots. And I think at 2.0, it's a safe spot. I think he definitely gets 2 as well as he gets that third. Obviously, you could take him at 2.5. I just like the value that you're getting here by taking him at 2.0. And Switzerland had 15 shots against Hungary last game. And Germany, who's playing at home, who are one of the favorites, I expect them to get the same, if not more, than them. And if that's the case, I really like this. Again, I expect him to get 2, whether he gets that third. I like this mark. I like Florian Wirtz to go higher than 2 shots. And my last play, I actually found a play for each of the games. This last one is Andy Robertson to go higher than 36.5 passes, playing for Scotland, going up against Switzerland. They just came off a very disappointing loss against Germany. Most people expected them to lose. I expected them to lose. I didn't expect it to be this bad. Their defense was just falling apart. They had a red card pretty early on in the game, and this is going to need to be aggressive if they want to try to fight for a third place spot. I don't expect Scotland to just lay down and lose against the Switzerland side. Switzerland is good, but Scotland definitely have some good players like John McGinn and Andy Robertson that they can use to try to find space and stuff like that. And in my opinion, their best chance of winning against this Scotland side is going to be determining on him, because they're going to need him to link up with the midfielders, make runs in behind, place 1-2s, and make runs, try to get the ball in the box. They need to try to be aggressive against this Switzerland side, who they themselves have had a pretty impressive win against Hungary 3-1. And in my opinion, all Scotland need is 40% of the ball. This could be a 50-50% possession, which is what I'm expecting it to be. It could be a little less, but all I need is Scotland to get 40% of the ball, and he definitely hits this mark. I feel like this mark is too low for him. For example, he played England, and with 40% of the ball, he had 44. He played Cyprus, where they have 57% of the ball, he had 58. They played Georgia, where they had 51% of the ball, he had 68. And he played the Netherlands, where he had 47% of the ball and went over with 57. Like I said, I just think this line is too low, and he's one of their most, if not their most important player. He's really good defensively. He's going to be relied upon in attack and defense. I just think this line is too low for a Scotland team that know they have to be aggressive and know they need to try to hold the ball. If they try to just defend against Switzerland, they're going to lose, because Switzerland will score. So I expect them to get at least 40% of the ball, which is all I need. This mark is too low in my opinion. I would take this up to about 39 to 40.5 passes. I like Andy Robertson to go higher than 36.5 passes. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito, also linked in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. And I also have my Fliff code, which you can use if you want to. It's a mobile app where I play all my money line plays and stuff like that. I just think it's easier when you're on the go and stuff like that, just doing it on your phone. So you can use that code if you want to. I also have the memberships. For those that don't know, it's just for those that want to get the content out early. Doesn't change. It's not like they get anything different. It's just for those that want to get it out early. I know lines do tend to change when I post these videos and stuff like that, so it's just for those that want to get a heads up on that. And then if you're ever feeling generous, I have my Cashapp link in the description. Never required, but it's always appreciated, and I want to thank everybody seriously for who supports me in any way. When it comes to the money lines, you can obviously take like the obvious one and do Germany money line, but I think that's heavily juiced. If you want to add that to a parlay, you obviously can, but you can even their -1.5. I feel like there's a good chance. I don't know. Something's telling me Germany could low key just squeak out a win by 1. So I don't want to take the -1.5. So I'm just avoiding that game completely. And then the Scotland-Switzerland game. While Switzerland are the favorites, I know Scotland is gonna fight for that win or at least a draw, so I want to avoid that game too. So the one play that I did like, where I think you're getting pretty good value for, is the Croatia first half 3-way money line against Albania, and they're gonna need to start strong. They're gonna have Modric there at full stamp. If you saw last game, he got subbed out in the second half, and I just like that the first half, especially when Modric is full of energy, Croatia is gonna be have a lot of determination, have a lot of motivation to try to get this win early on. And if you look at the game that Albania had in the first game versus Italy, that game ended 2-1. There was 3 goals total. All 3 of those goals came in the first half. So I think Croatia has a pretty good chance of scoring in the first half. I don't think they concede, because they saw what Albania did to Italy. They conceded early. And I think Croatia fixes those spots. They're pretty good defensively, especially with their midfield, who's going to control the game. They're going to have more possession of the ball. And they need the goal difference, because Croatia is, in my opinion, very likely to get third place in the table. And for those that don't know, in the Euros, if you get third place, you can still qualify for the next round. And things that determine how high they are on that table, just because you get there doesn't mean you're going to get through. There's certain things you still got to do to go through. And one, they need wins. So they need to get that win. You're getting good value taking the first half one. They need goal difference. They lost the first game 3-0. So they need to be aggressive against their weakest opponent that they're going to have this whole tournament. They need to be aggressive and try to get that goal difference. And goal scored. They did not score against Spain. They're gonna score against Albania, so they need to try to get as many goals as they can. And if they wait for the second half, Albania can just sit back and defend, knowing that Croatia are gonna try to be aggressive. So especially when Croatia's at full strength, I would like them to get this goal in the first half, which is pretty much what we're relying on. It's gonna be a confidence booster. Again, this is the weakest opponent that they're going to have this whole tournament, and Albania, in my opinion, will concede trying to either press Croatia trying to get the ball from them, or Croatia pressing them when they try to control the ball in their half. And they have people like Kramaric, Modric, Kovacic. They even have Budimir, who had a pretty good season in Spain for Osasuna. So I just like the value that you're getting here at plus money. I like the Croatia first half 3-way money line against Albania. Thank you everybody for watching. This tournament has been pretty good so far. All the games have been pretty worth watching, even the ones where there aren't big names and stuff like that. So I've been having a lot of fun watching these games and analyzing the teams and stuff like that. And I found picks that I did like for you guys. So hopefully we can all cash out tomorrow, and y'all have a good day and a good night.